Hi folks, this is Gabe Security Baron, and today we're going to be pitting the oldest security company in the country versus the new kid on the block in our comparison of ADT and SimpliSafe. In today's comparison of ADT and SimpliSafe, I'll be going over their key similarities and differences, the components that they come with, the installation process, the professional monitoring options, the customer support before finally diving into their mobile applications to make sure you have all the information you need to make the right decision. If you'd like to see a list of our favorite home security systems, Google Security Baron, Best Home Security Systems. If you have a question about today's comparison, leave us a comment and I'll get back to you. Let's kick off today's comparison of ADT and SimpliSafe by going over a few similarities and differences, beginning with the similarities. Now, both of these systems are DIY experiences, so you're gonna be putting them together by yourself in your home. Now, they each do require you to have professional monitoring. So professional monitoring is required, meaning you're not gonna be doing any self-monitoring with neither ADT nor SimpliSafe. Finally, both of these systems does come with cellular backup, which is something you love to see because that means if something happens to your internet or something of that nature, you can still get that all-important message out to the proper authorities. So cellular backup does come included with ADT and SimpliSafe. Now, when it comes to key differences between ADT and SimpliSafe, you'll first note that when you're getting your professional monitoring for ADT, it's a bit more of a negotiation. It's going to be dependent on exactly what you want, how much you're going to pay for it, and you're typically going to pay between $30 and $60, just depending on what you need. Whereas with SimpliSafe, it's clear cut. It's going to be $14.99 for the standard plan or $24.99 for the interactive plan, and that's it. And that's also a reflection a bit of the actual contracts themselves. ADT, you're essentially going to just have to sign up for a 3-year plan unless you live in California, where you can sign up for a 24-month plan. And with SimpliSafe, it's just month to month, so you can decide to cancel whenever you'd like. Now that we've gone over some key similarities and differences between ADT and SimpliSafe, let's check out their components. Now, with our systems, we got, of course, the keypads, the motion sensors, the entry sensors, the glass break sensors, along with the key fobs and indoor cameras. Now, you can build out either system as comprehensively as you like. But one thing to note with ADT is that if you're an apartment dweller, you're actually going to get a system that's branded Protection 1. So the Protection 1 system is actually a part of ADT, it's the same phone number, so don't be too confused by that, despite how kind of puzzling it can be. Now with SimpliSafe, one thing we'll note is that it's generally a less opaque, or rather more transparent process for building out your system, because everything's right there on the website and you're not really doing the negotiation that you might be doing with something like ADT. You're just going to know exactly how much you're paying for each component. Additionally, you will be paying, generally speaking, significantly less for each of your SimpliSafe components than you will be for your ADT system. Well, hold on. I hope you're enjoying today's comparison of ADT and SimpliSafe. If you want to be kept up to date on the newest in smart home security, cybersecurity, Bluetooth trackers, and more, subscribe to our channel, Security Baron. We're dropping new content weekly. All right, let's get back to the video. Now that we know the components for our ADT and SimpliSafe system, let's talk about their respective installation experiences. Now with ADT, things are pretty straightforward. The devices come pre-programmed with your ADT base, and you essentially have to just go through and make sure they're all synced before you put them up around your home. Now, one thing we want to note is that if you're someone who prefers to do everything on their mobile device, we found it a little bit difficult to just set up the ADT system using the ADT Pulse app. In fact, we found it much easier to use the web application. So we used our computer to set up ADT, and we probably had it done within 30 minutes or so. Now, when it comes to SimpliSafe, we found it to be a very simple process. They really do live up to their moniker. No drilling, no tools, nothing required, just peel and stick, and everything comes pre-programmed. You plug in your mobile base, and you're essentially ready to go within 15 minutes with the entire system set up. So those are our installation experiences for ADT and SimpliSafe. Now that we have our systems installed, let's talk about that all-important professional monitoring. Now, professional monitoring is essentially a service that provides those extra eyes and ears to ensure the security of your home. You definitely want them to be able to dispatch the proper authorities if you're not home, or even if you are home and you just really need that assistance. So it's something we love to see here at Security Baron. let's start with ADT's professional monitoring options. Now, it is not exactly straightforward how much you're going to pay for your professional monitoring with ADT because of three things. One, it's going to depend on what you actually want in terms of professional monitoring, what services you need. On top of that, it's going to depend on what equipment you actually have. If you have a lot of cameras, of course, that's going to go up. If you have a lot of devices, you may pay a different rate. Now, the final element is going to depend on you and your negotiation skills when you're on the phone with your ADT representative. SimpliSafe has two clear-cut options when it comes to professional monitoring. You have your standard plan at $14.99 a month and your interactive plan at $24.99 a month. Now, both give you 24/7 professional monitoring, but that interactive plan does bring new interesting elements like Secret Alarm. Secret Alarm is essentially an alarm that goes off and notifies you, but doesn't notify the person who has done the act. So if you have a particular cabinet that you want to know when it's been opened, but you don't necessarily want the person to know that you know that it's been opened, you can do that with Secret Alarms. On top of that, they have a service called Video Verified Alarms, where they actually send a clip of whatever has taken place to the proper authorities when they dispatch them to your home. So these are a couple of interesting elements that come with the SimpliSafe professional monitoring services. Now let's check out the contracts and moving policies of ADT and SimpliSafe. Now with ADT, you're going to have to sign a 3-year binding contract, unless you're in California where you can get a 2-year deal. So that's something to keep in mind if you're not one for a commitment. Now on the other end of the spectrum, you have SimpliSafe that is a monthly contract that you can cancel at any time. Now don't worry, when it comes to moving, they both make it really easy on you. If you want to move, you simply take apart your system, tell ADT or SimpliSafe your new address, and because they're do-it-yourself only, take it to your new home, set it up, and you're ready to go. So it's very easy to move with both ADT and SimpliSafe. Now I want to talk about the customer support offered by ADT and SimpliSafe, beginning with what they have in common. Now they both have a phone support option, an email support option, so you can give them a call, write them an email, and they both have these really useful help centers that you can find online. So those are some of the commonalities between ADT and SimpliSafe when it comes to customer support. Now I want to talk about some of the places where ADT and SimpliSafe distinguish themselves when it comes to customer support. ADT provides 24/7 phone support, so no matter the hour, no matter the day, you can give them a call. They also have a live chat option, which allows you to just chat on your computer to a representative as if you were Google chatting with a friend or colleague. Finally, they do have some very helpful instructional video guides on their website that may help you solve any issues you may have in that nice visual format. Now, when it comes to SimpliSafe, they do provide you 7 days a week with phone support from 9 a.m. to midnight. Additionally, they have some very helpful user forums that can be found at SimpliSafe.com. So those are some of the ways that one can distinguish between the options offered by ADT and SimpliSafe when it comes to customer support. The final element I want to talk about today in my comparison of ADT and SimpliSafe home security systems is their mobile application experience. Now, when it comes to the ratings, you can really not set these things apart from one another. The ADT system has a 4.5 out of 5-star rating in the Google Play Store and a 4.8 out of 5-star rating in the Apple App Store. Mighty impressive. Now, the SimpliSafe system has a 4.6 out of 5-star rating in the Google Play Store and a 4.8 out of 5-star rating in the Apple App Store. So really the only distinction here is a 0.1 better score for SimpliSafe in the Android store. So generally speaking, people seem to be liking their experiences. But let's talk about me. Now, personally, I find them both to be pretty intuitive. They work pretty well. You can understand pretty quickly how to live stream your footage, how to unlock your locks, how to arm and disarm your system. Now, when it comes to ADT, what's interesting is you have the ADT Pulse app and you have the Alarm.com app, and we were able to use them interchangeably. In fact, they're basically the same app. You can actually have both apps on your phone and control your ADT system. Now, that's okay, I guess. It's kind of different and something to note. But when it comes to SimpliSafe, I've been an early adopter of the SimpliSafe system, and I will state that they have vastly improved their mobile application. They've made it much more intuitive and just generally palatable to the non-technical consumer. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the mobile application experience with both ADT and SimpliSafe. All right, we've come a long way in our look at ADT and SimpliSafe home security systems. And you may be wondering, hey, what are some things that make it right for me? So I hope I can elucidate that for you a bit. Now, if you're someone looking for a wide range of devices to protect you and your family, then you might want to go with ADT. They've just been in the game for a long time and have the catalog to reflect it when it comes to the sheer number of services and devices available. They also have a number of customer support options. They have not only that 24/7 phone support, but you can also live chat them and really useful instructional video guides on their website. Now, if you're someone looking for transparent pricing, you might want to go with SimpliSafe. Everything is really clear on their website. You just click and decide what you want and what you need for your home. And on top of it being more transparent, it's generally going to be less expensive, just more affordable, not only when it comes to the equipment, but the monitoring services that they provide. You're going to pay $14.99 or $24.99 a month, and that's it. You know exactly what it's going to cost you. So ultimately, both of these home security systems have really strong feature sets, and if you've been paying attention to today's video, you're going to be able to pick the exact one that works for you and your family's security. So that concludes our comparison of the ADT and SimpliSafe home security systems. Now, I'd be curious to know what works best for you and your family, so leave us a comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, this is Gabe with Security Baron. Be secure.